You got challenges that you're going to run across.
What was your first eye opener as a bail bonds person? Like, what was your first shocker to find out? I didn't know that it works this way, or I didn't know that a person can get out on bond because of this. What was your first, thing that kind of made you say, "Wow, does the American public know this?"
You know what? My first shocker was the lack of information. There's so many people going to jail and nobody actually even knows the process. They don't even know what they're experiencing. It's like they're just there, and I was kind of shocked at that because I'm good at getting into systems and then seeing how to run it more efficiently. So I started seeing that there was like between the lawyers, there's this unspoken code where it's like, I'm not going to tell you all the details. The game is to be sold, not told. You're going to have to pay me and I'm going to work for you. Don't worry about the details. Just, you pay me, I'll work it out, And these families were just in the dark. They didn't understand what they were seeing. They didn't know what pre-trial meant or a trial, final trial, sentencing. They're sitting there going to court and don't even know what they're seeing. I thought that was, shocking to me. But another thing that was shocking is I learned what kind of power I possessed because I was considered an officer of the court. So I could advocate for people. So behind the scenes, I was able to go and talk to a judge or talk to a commissioner and actually get people's bonds lowered so that they can come home. Like, some of these prices, they're $50,000 and it's just like, well, what did the guy get caught with? So I was able to go behind the scenes quietly and talk to someone and say, look, these are the details. This is something that if they were to go to their lawyer, the lawyer would want thousands of dollars. So I started doing that for free because I was just tired of seeing my people like in despair. I was tired of seeing them in despair. So I started doing bond reductions and I didn't even realize I had that type of power. And they felt like I was well-spoken. I was aggressive, for my people. And they were taking all my calls, all the bond commissioners, and they were like, well, I remember one time I had him on speakerphone and he said, well, Dana, what would you like the bond to be? And I was just like,
$2.
So I didn't even realize I had that kind of power in the criminal justice system until, I'm just advocating for my people. And they were actually listening. Actually listening. So I'm coming with straight facts. Like, this is where this guy works. Do you want proof? This is what this guy does. I can bring that paperwork in. This is stuff that the attorneys were not doing. But I was doing it because, for one, most of the people that are in those jails look like me. And this is what I was taught to do. Like I said, those building blocks, that foundation that my dad gave me. Like I'm at home in my warm home. But, there's another family, my neighbor, they're in despair right now. So do I go back to my warm house and act like I don't see it?
Wow.
No.
So I've got a question. Like, what's one of your success stories? Like, you ain't got to say their name, but one of the situations where it worked out real well that you like, this is why I do it.
Man. There is someone, I got to get back in touch with her that just called me recently, because there's a lot of success stories behind the scenes where I have a lot of people calling me, thanking me. But this girl called me, it's almost a decade later. And sometimes we don't know how we impact another person's life. This was her first time getting in trouble. She got caught up with the wrong guy. She thought she was in love, and she ended up catching a case and she ended up being, pregnant. And I took the time out with this girl to actually just talk to her, make sure she was okay. And then after her case was over, I gave her a gift. I don't know what made me do that. I don't know what I didn't think I would ever see her again. I just thought I just wanted her to smile. I wanted her to smile. I wanted her to know that, there's people out here that know that you're gonna be all right. You're gonna make it. And I just wanted to make her day. And she called me recently to say, I wanted you to know, it's been almost 10 years, but I wanted you to know that now I'm advocating for people. That conversation you gave me, I never forgot it. And now I'm opening up a center,
Wow.
for women. And I was just like, what? So I got to reach out to her, and that really like touched me. I was really in tears. I was really in tears because you just don't know how you impact a person's life. That's why we shouldn't turn our back on people, because sometimes it's a kind word, a kind gesture, can go a long way. Can you imagine this?
Right.
We had nothing in common. Nothing, like, except for we were just women that just wanted to take care of our families. Matter of fact, she was pregnant. She didn't have her kid yet, So
speaking of a kind gesture, tell us, for anybody who's listening, if they want to get into your business, give them 3 or 4 pointers on how they can start being a bail person, bail bondsman. How would they do it? And, give them some, some things that they need to look out for, once they get started. And what, is it tough to get started, or do you have some insight now that can help them that you didn't have before?
Yeah. So I'm the owner of the company.
Okay.
And also I can give out the contracts for other people that want their own company. So I've raised through the ranks through the years. But
wait a minute. That's for Ohio though, not anywhere.
Yeah, I'm a franchise. I can be in other states.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
I can be in other states. So I'm a franchise now.
So what does a person need to be a part of your franchise?
So first, you need to get licensed. So you have to get licensed in the state that you want to do business with. So we're in Ohio. It's a state license. You have to take the class. You have to pass the test. You have to pass the background check, fingerprints. Everything goes through Columbus, through Ohio Department of Insurance. So I help people walk through that. And then also,
but is Ohio is every state pretty much the same? Is Ohio more difficult? Or is like if somebody in Georgia listening and they want to be a bail bondsman?
It's pretty much the same. It's like there's a flat, like a flat set of rules that is, I'm not quite sure what the the rules are for Atlanta, but it's pretty much set in stone as far as you got to get licensed to do, if you want to do anything, because this is governed by insurance. So that's what most people don't know, is bail bonds is really just another form of insurance.
Seeking affordable life insurance from a company that puts their clients first? Look no further than Dana Bail Bonds Insurance Services. At Dana Bail Bonds and Insurance Services, we comprehend the challenges life throws your way. With us, you're never alone. Safeguard your loved one's future, ensuring financial security. Choose Dana Bail Bonds and Insurance Services for all your life insurance needs. For more details, give us a call or visit our website.
So just like you have your auto insurance, your home insurance, where you're insuring a car or a home, with bail bonds, you're insuring a court appearance. So, it's a policy is what you're buying. So you have to get your credentials from your state department. So whoever is over the insurance department in Atlanta or any state, that is who governs your license.
So so can anybody become a bail bondsman? Is it a qualification? In
a lot of states, you can't have any felonies. In Ohio, you can have a felony, but they do pick, they send you through a test. They want to know things about you. So you have to disclose that. You have to say what it was. And then they'll let you know if they approve you or if they don't. So
what about money out of pocket? What does it cost for a person to do that? And I mean, I want you to tell your business, but how does a bail bondsman really earn their money? How do they make their money?
Okay, so remember we said it's a policy that they're buying. So basically, as a bondsman, you have power of attorney over the insurance company's money. So you're like you're using a check from the insurance company to bail a person out. So you aren't really taking the money out of your pocket. You have the authority to use the insurance company's money. Now if things go wrong, that's when you're responsible for that money. So you write a $10,000 check, you better make sure that you have, money to cover that. And that's why you hear about bounty hunters, or the legal term is fugitive recovery agents. But
you tell me what are those?
So fugitive recovery agents is the legal term here in Ohio. They don't like to say bounty hunter. They feel like that's an outdated term. So, it sounds, it sounds like the Wild Wild West or something. But basically, you do have people that miss their court date. And when you miss your court date, you can cost the company a lot of money. The example I used was $10,000. So if a person posts bond is they pledged a $10,000 bond, they paid the premium. So usually the premium is 10%. That's usually what it is in every state. Some states are a little different, but typically you got to pay 10% to hire a bondsman to go out and post this $10,000 bond for you. So that's $1,000. So if you don't go to court, the judge is like, well, wait a minute. Your company is out $10,000, or you need to go find that guy or girl and bring them in front of me. So now you have to, if you're the owner, like I'm the owner, I'm not really getting suited up and going out there. So I have,
Right.
But
now what about these stories of people putting up their homes and cars and all that? They don't do that anymore?
Yeah, that's true. But it's collateral. It's collateral. So you got to remember, if someone's putting up thousands of dollars for you and they don't really know you, you have to kind of gauge the situation based on the details. So pretty much I'm like a profiler, where I have to sit up and come up with a quick decision based off of all of the details that I'm seeing. And if I'm feeling shaky about it, I might say, well, hey, look, my family can't be, at a deficit. My family can't, I can't have my company shut down. This is how we eat. So to make me feel better, I need collateral. I need you to sign. If anything goes wrong, you have assets. You have this home here that has equity in it that I can attach to, so to make me back whole. Because remember, that's what insurance is about, to make a person back whole. So I don't want to, I'm not in business to take losses. Now, I will say, as far as, these people that miss court, a lot of people, I found that they have worked with me. They have worked with me. I tell people, you don't have to just go start kicking in doors and whatnot. I actually talk to these people and ask them, like, well, what's going on? Like, there's got to be a solution. Like if I can straighten out, I got enough connections now. If I can go talk to the judge, if I can go talk to the bailiff and get you a rescheduled court date, will you just walk in? Will you just walk in? Like, let's just, let's, you don't want guns blazing and doors kicked in. And, public safety is important to me, personally. So I don't want that. And neither does the defendant. So how about the happy medium is I make some phone calls on your behalf, see what I can do, and let's get this resolved. And believe it or not, I've got millions of dollars cleaned up by just doing that. A few years ago, a company actually hired me to do it. They were like, we don't know how you're getting these people to walk in the front door. They were like, but whatever you're doing, can we just pay you some money and you keep doing that for us?
Right.
So some people are just scared. They're just nervous. They don't know what to expect. The lawyers, remember, these lawyers are not telling them anything. So to have someone, disclaimer, I do not have a law license, but to have someone like break down the case, break down what you're seeing, it's reassuring. It's reassuring where you're saying, you know what, I think I can walk in and you know, own it, take accountability, and get this over with. But if no one's talking to you and telling you, you know, what the process is and what you're seeing, you just might run.
Make sure that you like and subscribe and hit the all button and all that kind of stuff, because we're going to have a lot of good interviews on this podcast.